Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you Mrs. Mary Chi Ray. She is the chairman of the organizing committee of the Victory Party today. She is also president of the Nationalization Immigration Services in Philadelphia. She is also co-chair of the National Asian Republicans, also representing the Humber precincts of the Mason District in Fairfax County of Republicans. She's going to have a few words about the victory today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Hai, for the introduction. Distinguished guests, fellow Republican friends, it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Vietnamese American Republican Victory Party of Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Maryland. Give yourselves an applause. We won. It is an honor to recognize the people, the distinguished guests from the Republican Party, the chairman of the Republican Party in Mason District, Mr. Anderson, Curtis Anderson. Mr. Sean Henry from the A District. Also invited are John Woodby, the chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia, and Matt Ains, chairman of Fairfax Republican Party of Committee. And I think there's been delay at the meeting of, I think it's John's coming? Okay. Thank you. The Vietnamese American Republican of Virginia and Maryland work hard for our Republican Party and the Republican ticket from Spence. We particularly thank you for all your effort during the election day. First, you get out the vote by voting absentee, then go out to vote, and get out the vote by calling, translating, explaining sample ballot, organizing, working at the polling place. Early in the morning, I know the lady here, Mr. Tiong Ngọc, she worked at 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Tiong Ngọc. Wow. Before the election day, our American Vietnamese Republican community had a rally for Trump in Eden Center, the Vietnamese, and we were happy. We were glad that Lara Trump was able to be there with us. And after that, we went to different rallies in George Mason with Governor Pence, and in Sterling with Ivanka and her sister. And then we were also invited, and we attended the Trump Country Club. The Vietnamese community, the Vietnamese American Republican community is very, very young. I mean, the Republican very young in a way that most of us come in as refugees, and and they're not, usually some of us are not citizens yet. As soon as they become citizens, they register and they go out to vote right away. I was fortunate that I came here before, and I was a citizen. I was made citizen in 1975 when the fall of Vietnam. So, and that's why I was fortunate to work for different Republican Party and especially in Virginia. I worked before at the Reagan Bush, first at Reagan Bush 84, Bush Grant 89, and Bush Cheney. And I sit down with Ronnie because I was in Paris with my mom. And now I work for Trump. And I saw that I'd like to recognize John with the back, chairman of the Republican Party of the state of Virginia. I remember back in the beginning, before the primary, I met Mr. Whitback. Maybe he didn't remember, but I remember him. In Tyson's Corner at Marriott Hotel. It was very cold, and there were few of us, the first people signing for Trump. So, do you remember that?
I do.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'd like to tell you something else. Oh, here's Mr. Amos, the chairman of the Fairfax Republican Party. Thank you for coming. The Vietnamese American community is a hardworking community, and we love freedom and democracy. We exercise our freedom and democracy here by going to vote, which were denied to us in our country. So you will see maybe a lot of Asians, they're not, some of them are not Republican, but most of the Vietnamese American, they are Republican. At the start, we loved the Republican Party. They attract us by the emphasis on family value, free enterprise, opportunity for all who work hard, and a strong national defense. Our party still have to take back